Of Putrefaction, the fifth gate. Now beginneth the chapter of putrefaction, without which poor no seed may multiply, which must be done only by continual action of heat in the body, moist, not manually. For bodies else may not be alternate naturally, sith Christ do it witness, without the grain of wheat die in the ground, increase may thou not gate. And in likewise without thy matter do putrefy, it may in no wise truly be alternate, nor thine elements may be divided kindly, nor thy conjunction of them perfectly celebrate. That thy labor therefore be not frustrate, the privity of putrefying well understand, or ever thou take this work in hand. And putrefaction may thus defined be, after philosophers' sayings it is, of bodies the fleeing, and in our compound a division of things three, the killing bodies into corruption forth leading, and after unto regeneration them abling. For things being in earth without doubt be engendered of rotation of the heavens about. And therefore, as I have said afore, thine elements, commixed and wisely coequate, thou keep in temperate heat, eschewing evermore, that they by violent heat never be incinerate. To powder dry, unprofitably rubificate, but into powder black as a crow's bill, with heat of balne, or else of our dunghill. To time that nights be past 90, in moist heat keep them from anything. Soon after by blackness thou shalt espy that they draw fast to putrefying, which thou shalt after many colours bring to perfect whiteness, with patience easily, and so thy seed in his nature shall multiply. Make each one other to house and kiss, and like as children to play them up and down. And when their shirts be filled with piss, then let the woman to wash be bound, which often for faintness will fall in a sound, and die at the last with her children all, and go to purgatory to purge their filth original. When they be there, by little and little increase their pains by heat, aye more and more. The fire from them let never cease, and see thy furnace be apt therefore, which wise men do call Athenor, conserving heat required most temperately, by which the water doth kindly putrefy. Of this principle speaketh sapient Guido, and saith, by rotting dieth the compound corporal, and then after morion and other more uprising again, regenerate, simple, and spiritual. And were not heat and moisture continual, sperm in the womb might have no abiding, and so there should thereof no fruit upspring. Therefore at the beginning our stones thou take, and bury each one with other within their grave. Then equally a marriage betwixt them make, to lie together 6 weeks. Then let them have their seed conceived kindly to nourish and save. From the ground of their grave not rising that while, which secret point doth many one beguile. This time of conception with easy heat abide, the blackness showing shall tell thee when they die. For they together, like liquid pitch that tide, shall swell and burble, settle and putrefy. Shining colours therein thou shalt espy, like to the rainbow marvellous unto sight. The water then beginneth to dry upright. For in moist bodies heat nourishing temperate engendereth blackness first of all which is of kindly commixtion to the token assignate, and of true putrefying remember this. For then, to alter perfectly, thou may not miss. And thus by the gate of blackness thou must come in, to light of paradise, in whiteness if thou wilt win. For first the sun in his uprising obscurate shall be, and pass the waters of Noah's flood, on earth, which were 100 days continuate, and 50 away, or all these waters yode. Right so our waters, as wise men understand, shall pass, that thou with David may say, Aberunt in sixo flumina, bear this away. Soon after that Noah planted his vineyard, which really flourished, and brought forth grapes anon, after which space thou shalt not be afraid. For in likewise shall follow the flourishing of our stone. And soon upon that 30 days overgone, thou shalt have grapes right as the ruby red, which is our adrop, our olefur, and our red. For like as souls after pains transitory be brought into paradise wherever is joyful life, so shall our stone after his darkness in purgatory be purged and joined in elements without strife. Rejoice the whiteness and beauty of his wife, and pass from the darkness of purgatory to light of paradise in whiteness elixir of great might. And that thou may thee rather to putrefaction win, this example thou take to thee for a true conclusion, for all the secret of putrefaction resteth therein. The heart of oak that hath of water continual infusion will not soon putrefy, I tell thee without delusion. For though it in water lie 100 years and more, yet should thou find it sound as ever it was afore. But, an thou keep it sometime wet, and sometime dry, as thou may see in timber by usual experiment, by process of time, that oak shall utterly putrefy, and so in likewise according to our intent. Sometime our tree must with the sun be brent, and then with water soon after we must it kill, that by these means thou shalt to rotting bring it will. For now in wet, and now again in dry, now in great hot, and now again in cold, to be shalt cause it soon for to putrefy, and so shalt thou bring to rotting thy gold, and treat thy bodies, therefore, as I have thee told, and in thy putrefying with heat be not so swift, lest in the askis thou seek after thy thrift. Therefore thy water out of the earth thou draw, and make the soul therewith for to ascend. Then down again into the earth it throw, that they ofttimes so ascend and descend, from violent hate and sudden cold defend thy glass, and make thy fire so temperate, that by the sides thy water be never vitrificate. And be thou wise in choosing of thy water, meddle with no salt, sulphur, nor mean mineral. For whatsoever any water to thee do clatter, our sulphur and mercury be only in metal, which oils and waters some men call fowls and birds, with other names many one, because that fools should never know our stone. For of this world our stone is called the cement, which moved by craft as nature doth require, in his increase shall be full opulent, and multiply his kind of thine own desire. Therefore if God vouchsafe thee to inspire, to know the truth, and fancies to eschew, like unto thee shall be in riches but few. But many be moved to work after their fantasy, in many subjects in which be tinctures gay, both red and white, divided manually to sight, but in the fire they flee away. Such breaketh pots and glasses day by day, in poisoning themselves and losing of their sights, with odours and smokes, and waking up by nights. Their clothes be bawdy and worn threadbare. Men may them smell for multipliers where they go. To file their fingers with corrosives they do not spare. Their eyes be blurred, and their cheeks both lean and blue. And thus for, had I wist, they suffer loss and woe. Such when they have lost that was in their purse, then do they chide and philosophers sore accurse. For all the while that they have philosophers been, yet could they never know our stone. Some sought in soot, dung, urine, some in wine, some in star slime, for thing it is but one. In blood, eggs, some till their thrift was gone, dividing elements and breaking many a pot, multiplying the shards, but yet they hit it not. To see their houses it is a noble sport, what furnaces, what glasses there be of diverse shape, what salts, what powders, what oils and waters fort, how eloquently de materia prima they clep, and yet to find the truth they have no hap. Of our mercury they meddle, and of our sulphur vive, wherein they dote, and more unthrave. They take of the red man and his white wife, that is a special thing, and of elixirs too, of the quintessence and of the elixirs of life, of honey, chalcedony, and of secundins also. These they divide into elements with other more, no multipliers, but philosophers called will they be, which natural philosophy did never read nor see. This fellowship knoweth our stone right well. They think them richer than is the king. They will him help. He shall not fail France for to win, a wondrous thing. The holy cross home will they bring, and if the king will prisoner I take, anon his ransom would they make. A marvel it is that Westminster Church, to which these philosophers do haunt, since they so much riches can work, as they make boast of and advant, drinking daily the wine at due taunt, is not made up perfectly at once, for truly it lacketh yet many stones. Fools do follow them at the tail, promoted to riches winning to be. But will ye hear that worship and avail they win in London, that noble city, with silver maces as ye may see, sergeants awaiting on them every hour, so be they men of great honour. Sergeants seeketh them from street to street, merchants and goldsmiths layeth after them watch. That well is he that with them do meet, for the great advantage that they do catch. They hunt about as doth a wretch, winning to win so great treasure, that ever in riches they shall endure. Some would catch their goods again, and some more good would adventure. Some which hath lent without measure their goods, some for to have would be full fain of £10 one, I you ensure. Some which hath lent without measure their goods, and be with poverty bestead, to catch a noble would be full glad. But when the sergeants do them arrest, their pockners be stuffed with Paris balls, or with signets of St. Martin's at the least. But as for money, it is pissed on the walls. Then be they led as well, for them befalls to Newgate or Ludgate, as I you tell, because they shall in safeguard dwell. Where is my money become, saith one, and where is mine, saith he, and he. But will ye hear how subtle they be anon in answering, that they excused may be, saying of our elixirs robbed we be, else might we have paid you all your gold, if it had been more by tenfold. And then their creditors they begin to flatter, promising to work for them again. The elixirs, too, in short space after, doting the merchants that they be fain to let them go. But ever in vain, they work so long, till at the last they be again in prison cast. If any then ask them why they be not rich, they say they make fine gold of tin. But he, they say, may surely swim in ditch, which is upholden by the chin. We have no stock, therefore may we not win, which if we had we would some work, I now to finish up Westminster Church. And some of them be so devout, they will not dwell out of that place, for there they may without in doubt do what them list to their solace. The archdeacon is so full of grace, if that they please him with the cross, he foreseeth little of other moneys lost. And when they there sit at the wine, these monkeys, they say, have many a pound. Would God, saith one, that some were mine. Hey ho, carry away, let the cup go round. Drink on, saith another, the mean is found. I am a master of that art. I warrant us, we shall have part. Such causeth the monkeys then evil to doon, to waste their wages through their dotage. Some bringeth a miser, and some a spoon. There philosophers giveth them such courage, behooting them winning without damage. A pound for a penny, at the least a gain, and so fair promise maketh fools vain. A real medicine 1 upon 12 they promise them thereof to have, which they could never for themselves yet bring about, so God me save. Beware such philosophers, no man deprave, which helpeth these monkeys to riches so, with threadbare cowlies, that they do go. The abbot well ought to cherish this company, for they can teach his monkeys to leave in poverty, and to go clothed and moneyed religiously, as did Saint Bennet, eschewing superfluity, easing them also of the ponderosity of their purses, with pounds so aggravate, which by philosophy be now alleviate. Lo, whoso meddleth with this rich company, great boast of their winning may they make, for they shall have as much by their philosophy as they of the tail of an ape can take. Beware therefore for Jesus' sake, and meddle with nothing of great cost, for an thou do, it is but lost. These philosophers, of which I spake afore, meddleth and blundereth with many a thing, renewing in errors more and more, for lack of true understanding. But like must like alway forth bring. So God hath ordained in every kind. Would Jesus they would this bear in mind. Ween they of a nettle to have a rose, or of an elder an apple sweet? Alas, that wise men their goods should lose, trusting such losels when they them meet, which saith our stone is trodden under feet, and maketh them therefore vile things for to still, till at their houses with stench they fill. Some of them never learned a word in schools. Such think by reason to understand philosophy. Be they philosophers? Nay, they be fools. Therefore their works proveth unwitty. Meddle not with them if thou be happy, lest with their flattering they sow the till, that thou agree unto their will. Spend not thy money away in waste, give not to every speech credence, but first examine, grope, and taste, and as thou provest, so put thy confidence. And ever beware of great expense, but if thy philosopher live virtuously, trust the better to his philosophy. Prove him first, and him oppose of all the secrets of our stone, which if he know not, thou needeth not to lose. Meddle thou not further, but let him go. Make he never so piteous a man. For then the fox can fag and feign, when he would fainest his prey attain. If he can answer as ought a clerk, Howbeit he hath not proved indeed, and if thou wilt help him to his work, if he be virtuous, I hold it meet, for he will thee quit, if ever he speed. And thou shalt wit, by a little anon, if he have knowledge of our stone. One thing, one glass, one furnace, and no more, behold this principle, if he take. And if he do not, then let him go, for he shall never thee rich man make. Truly it is better thou him forsake, than after with loss and variance, and other manner of displeasance. But and God fortune thee for to have this science by doctrine which I have told. Discover it not, whoever thee crave, for favor, fear, silver, nor gold. Be none oppressor, lecher, nor boaster bold. Serve thy God, and help the poor among, if thou this life list to continue long. Unto thyself thy secrets keep, from sinners which hath not God in dread, but will thee cast in prison deep, till thou them teach to do it indeed. Then slander on thee should spring and spread, that thou did coin them, would they say, and so undo thee for ever and aye. And if thou teach them this cunning, their sinful living for to maintain, in hell therefore might be thy winning, for God of thee then would disdain, as thou not cowed for thyself sane, that body and soul you may both save, and here in peace thy living have. Now in this chapter I have thee taught, how thou the bodies must putrefy, and so to guide thee thou be not caught, and put in durance, loss, and villainy. My doctrine therefore remember wittily, and pass forth toward the sixth gate, for this the fifth is triumphate.